Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is February the 3rd, 2025. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Today was a good day. Happy Monday. Happy Garfield Day. Happy Lasagna Day. Hopefully you got some. Hopefully you got a slice for yourself. Now, I was going to tell y'all how today was kind of overall good. You know how I get when I kind of want to be a little mopey or whatever. But no, today was good. Today was good. Started off though, it was rough. My stomach, it was so rumbly. There was so much tumult in my tummy. But we'll get to what caused that, and it was worth it. But started off with a hurt tummy, but overall work was good. No real complaints. It was overall slow. Kind of picked up a bit at the end of the day, but not enough to really even be of relevance. So, we move. Also, still getting leaked on. I don't know if they're ever going to come fix that. Awesome. Love that for me. But overall, today was good on the work tip. I then get to the gym. Nothing too crazy to write home about. I will say it was dope to see a couple of my friends. Saw one of my coworkers at work, got to talk to him. And then I saw a former coworker whose wedding I went to last year, if you might remember, longtime listeners know. So I got to see him post-wedding and honeymoon and everything. He's looking great. He's doing great. And now we're at the same gym. So small world. Love that for me. It's always good to see the friends. It adds to the workout experience. It gives it a little bit more of a social quality for me, especially because I've just been living in that motherfucker, for now 5 months. It's crazy. Yeah, I think today is officially over the 5 month thing for us. So yay, clap it up, clap it up. And we'll get to why that's so cool. Why I'm clapping this up a little earlier than I might have expected. I was thinking about having a little thing to say about it at month 6, which I'm sure I will. But we got home. And all of my, my dispersions about just, general weight or, general, pain in the stomach, the general Monday, malaise, bullshit, it all washed away when I got on the scale. And I saw that I hit a new low. So here we go. 217, y'all. I'm at 217. That is crazy to me. It's crazy to me, y'all, because this is the smallest I've ever been. And I gotta say, body dysmorphia is crazy because I still feel like a fat schlob. And I think I'm gonna have that feeling until I do some more changes to, my workout regimen, and maybe I finally make that change to my diet. I've said this before, I'll say it again, where I have a lot of moments of doubt, but there are, excuse me, there are moments like today that are really good reminders that I am on to something for myself, and this isn't a path for anyone else. I know that I think what took me so long was finding a discipline that I could actually sit down and be like, I can work with this. I can grow into this. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're at, and, it just feels really good to have gotten this far. And just specifically focusing on the gym part, the fact that 5 months have gone by and I have this much to show for it. Even though there's so many ways where I don't feel it, and I'm reminded by my friends when they give me compliments or whatever, or every once in a while I'll see it and when I look in the mirror, or I just notice that I'm not as winded doing X or Y thing. It's nice, and it reminds me, I'm this is why we're doing it, dude. Yes, you become so enmeshed in this that it's weird to say, but yes, the gym is a hobby to me. You know what I mean? It's something that is interwoven into what I do, just like this podcast shit is. Just I like to have my time to play card games, or my newfound love of Marvel Rivals. All these things are things that are just kind of weirdly important to me. And I don't love that because I feel like I'm too maybe habits focused or too materials focused at times. But overall, like, I do like what these pursuits have given me. It does feel good, specifically, obviously, talking about just the gym, the weight loss journey, all that bullshit. So, I mean, I have obviously a ways to go. We have so much more to cover and get to in terms of, my goals and whatnot. It doesn't stop here. But, man, was I excited to see that guy. I hopped off and hopped back on and then took a picture. It's so corny. It's so corny. But I also think, and I'm going to segue this into the food corner, the best part about it is, as bullheaded as I am, I've done it my way. And it feels good to know that, like, yes, do I have to work out really hard every day? And it's crazy to, like, get the results that I've gotten. Yes, but I've also gotten to eat like an anime character. Y'all know I tell you guys every day what I eat. And, like, there's no reason that I should be at this weight. I should be bigger. But because I work so damn hard, bashing my head against the wall every day, sweating it out, it's just, this is the reward of it. And, like, the funny thing is I've gotten in the habit of telling myself this. I'm like, Isaiah, you might feel good, bad, whatever right now, but remind yourself that you probably could have lost 20 more pounds from here, wherever the moment is. Just remind yourself that you could have lost 20 more pounds had you done it in a way that was cleaner in terms of, like, my diet. So it's not lost on me that eating like a slob is holding me back. You know what I mean? I don't want to, like, tout that up like it's the biggest win ever. But at the same time, this is a part of my little Jimbo fantasy that I have, that I get to be like a anime character, eat crazy, and still, like, still hit the goals, you know what I mean? And I don't have the body that I want to look like yet. I would love to have, like, a little E Honda shape. You know, I wouldn't mind that, okay? A little Gon-Ryu bod, that'd be a sick build for me, okay? So, you know what I mean? Maybe dreams do come true, but we're still on the path. I'll keep you posted on that. But anyway, let's segue into the food corner. Food corner, I made a bit of magic last night. If I do say so myself, I'm patting myself on the back here a little bit. I'm feeling myself. We're really doing full-on American Scran. We're back on spuds. I really don't know if, like, spuds are going to be the new, like, pizza for me. I don't think so. I think I'm just kind of going through a phase right now, a spud phase, a spud wave, if you will. But I made cheesesteak spuds. So it fully loaded cheesesteak potatoes. It was magical. I don't really know how else to say it. Like, I would definitely say I did it my way, as Isaiah's way on these. I just, like, we had a chopped cheese situation, but I added some peppers, some tomatoes, like, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to bore you with the details on that, but it came together. It was so yummy. It was so good. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do maybe at least one more spud. Don't hold me to that. I might have one more spud day. Maybe that's like the Sunday again. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Maybe I'll surprise you. But yeah, I'm so good. And like I said, was it worth the pain of, like, half my day just being like, I'm so gassy, I'm so farty? Yes, it was. I would do it again. I will do it again, God willing. Or whoever you pray up to up there, give me another cheesecake spud day, okay? Please. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the news. It's Monday. It's another day having to deal with some Trump bullshit. So, we got to get into it. More tales from the fucking empire, dude. Anyway, let's do our startup and we'll get into it. Ooh. Also, the Grammys happened. I normally don't talk about that, but was cool to hear. Beyonce won, I believe, it was like Country Album of the Year. Kendrick won like 4 Grammys. Not Like Us got like Album of the Year, so that's crazy. We love that. Also, he came through in a Canadian tuxedo. God damn, dude. I love a petty flex. It feels that looks good. It feels good. Also, shout out to Dochi. I'm sure I'm getting her name wrong, maybe, but she also won um, a Grammy. So I mean, shout out to that. We love it. So yeah. Anyway, let's get to Trump and the tariff. Got an update there from the Associated Press. Trump agrees to pause tariffs on Canada and Mexico after they pledge to boost border enforcement. President Donald Trump on Monday agreed to a 30-day pause on his tariff threats against Mexico and Canada as America's two largest trading partners took steps to appease his concerns about border security and drug trafficking. Now, that was something he had spun up and said, hey, like, this is my main reason for doing this. He's also added that, like, look, the way I'm doing these tariffs is we deserve this. We deserve to get our money back. Like, they've been taking advantage of us. Da 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 da. This is how we get it back. It's through tariffs. Tariffs is a beautiful word. That's a quotable. It's not from me. Anyway. The pauses provide a cool down period after a tumultuous few days that put North America on the cusp of a trade war that risked crushing economic growth, causing prices to soar, and ending two of the United States' most critical partnerships. It's also worth noting that I didn't mention this, at least on the pod, but Trump has made a trade agreement with Canada and Mexico. He was the person who like made that agreement in his administration. And then he came through and like immediately tried to break it. Now, granted, he did set said agreement up with the threat of tariffs. So technically this is not new. It just like maybe feels a little bit newer to me actually like getting into the details and covering it. But that being said, I think there's this running adage that you're supposed to take Trump seriously, but not literally. And that this is all the art of the deal. And that these are all pressures. And like, he was never going to go through it. And it was all to get to this point. And actually, we were always going to be fine. You don't know that. You also don't know either if there are going to be ramifications just from this nosedive of a move, period. Also, and maybe this is me being an accelerationist, but it feels like if you were Mexico, if you were Canada, would you and I get it. Like, if you don't make these concessions, you will be fucked. Like, economically, this will tank you. This will not feel good. This will be very bad, very painful for you. But to give Trump any of these points, it validates it, right? Like, I feel like no matter what, people are going to say, well, see, that's the art of the deal, baby. You know, you're not in his head. That's why we have him. That's why we voted for this guy. He makes those hard decisions. It's scary, but he knew we weren't actually going to feel pain, but he did not know. He was down to let us be fucked on the wire. He still might be. At the end of the day, it's just a 30-day pause for both countries. And not to mention, we still have the 10% with China. It's talked about in this article that Xi Jinping should be calling in a few days. Trump and him are going to talk or what have you. So we'll see if that maybe gets put on ice as well, if there's a pause to that, or if Trump is going to fully go ahead with that. But, I mean, this is sloppy. This is messy shit, in my opinion. I don't think anyone should be giving Donald Trump any kind of fucking points for this shit. Because it never had to happen. This is a beast of his own fucking creation. You know what I mean? Like, these are the kind of things that as an American I dread. Because I don't want to be held accountable for this man's actions. I don't want my grocery bill to go up because this guy wants to play fast and loose with some fucking tariffs. That's crazy to me. That's wildly out of pocket to me, dude. So, no, this shit is a bummer to me. It doesn't matter whether or not it gets resolved. It's just you're playing jump scares with money. With my money. With your money, dude. So, no, I don't like that shit at all. But I do like that there's at least a pause on this. And hopefully we don't see an increase of tariffs. And it is just the quote-unquote art of the deal being applied here. But we'll see. We'll fucking see. Because I really do think someone eventually, a country's going to say, fuck you. Fuck you, run it then. And then guess what? You're going to see how double-edged this fucking sword cuts. And I don't want to feel that shit. I don't want to feel it not for a goddamn second. I'm already broke as it is. God damn it. Anyway, let's move on to another Trump-made catastrophe. I mean, I should say Trump and Musk here. It is very Batman and Robin. From the AP, yet again, Trump and Musk move to dismantle USAID, igniting battle with Democratic lawmakers. The Trump administration and billionaire ally Elon Musk moved to eradicate the agency that provides crucial aid that funds education and fights starvation, epidemic and poverty overseas, sparking a showdown with congressional Democrats who blasted the effort as illegal and vowed a court fight. In one of the most dramatic efforts to push back on President Donald Trump's bid to slash and reshape the federal government, some Democrats sought Monday to enter the headquarters of the U.S. Agency for International Development. They were blocked by officers from even broaching the lobby, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio said he was acting administrator of the agency despite it being an independent body for 6 decades. While Trump has spent his first 3 weeks of his presidency making broad changes to the federal government, the fast-moving developments at USAID have emerged as particularly controversial flashpoint with Democrats who argue it symbolizes the massive power Musk is wielding over Washington. Spent the weekend feeding USAID into the wood chipper, Musk boasted on X. He's said that like it is a broken thing beyond repair, that it has to die, which is why he has spearheaded the initiative to gut it, get rid of it. And essentially now Marco Rubio's in place. They got the name of the guy on here, but I really don't give a fuck who he is. But essentially now it's just not gonna be a thing. And I mean, I think that's very unfortunate. Also, I think it's very annoying too, because this is supposed to be counted as something that is like, it's not useful to America. It's sucking money up, But this is 1% of that conversation when we're talking about money like used government wise. It's not one of the major things that's actually, holding back America, that's constraining the economy. So this being said, it's just more of a gesture that conservatives just wanted. And at the end of the day, someone like Musk and Trump are down to give that to them. And yet again, it's a lot like the DEI thing, something that has been started, I think, back in the 60s. And now you're just seeing it as more of a cultural touchstone to be like, this is a problem. This is what's fucking up your life, is we're more focused on this and not, being the, great as Americans. Even though this is a practice and policy, a program that's been around since your dad was a fucking kid, like, or your granddad was a fucking thing. Like, what are we talking about here? But so it goes. People love to hear this shit. And I'm sure there are going to be people like, good riddance. We don't need to worry about that. We need to worry about ourselves. And it's like, dude, at the end of the day, this is some of the few things that are actually used that are actually helpful for us abroad. And it's actually a good thing. Whether or not, Kennedy, when he initiated this, was like, yeah, I just need this as like some kind of counter propaganda to Soviet activity, whatever. At least it's something that like it has a good purpose, right? But yeah, it's just gonna get scrapped. So, I mean, cool. At the end of the day, our foreign, fucking policy is dog shit. It was dog shit under Biden, and it's just gonna be really just worse now. It's just going to be very mask off. That's all. Also, I really, it's so frustrating to see just the Democrats just flop around like they have been. Like they're talking about, yeah, we're gonna hold up all of the all of Trump's confirmations, and we're gonna take this shit to court. Just say you're gonna take this shit to court, because you're not doing anything in the other fucking facet. Just fucking do what you goddamn can, I guess. They also elected a new chair. I think it's like Ken Miller or something like that. Some ho-hum fucking milquetoast ass motherfucker. It doesn't matter. I mean, they're not saying anything different other than we have to fight Trump. Okay, then why did you spend so much time as an administration, as like just a whole, touting lines that were damn near Republican light at best? Like, what are we talking about? You guys want to be these motherfuckers at the end of the day. It's mask offs on all sides, dude. So it's very frustrating to just see the Democrats in the lowest position they've been in a while, since 2016. And like, you don't even have like the real rallying cry anymore, dude. Like, they're fighting bare minimum shit and like barely getting goosebumps over it. So it's just like sign of the times of just how laid low the situation is, and it fucking sucks. It sucks to cover. It sucks to talk about, to live through. But I mean, I've said this before. I've said this to others. Like, it just feels like we've been watching the thing in slow motion, and now we're like experiencing the needle on, and it just, yeah, we can squirm. It doesn't feel good. It makes you want to, you know, do all kinds of, but at the end of the day, we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep enduring. We're going to keep, making it to the next screen. So it just is what it is there. Let's go ahead and move on to some international shit. Let's leave the Trump verse. From ABC News. Multiple earthquakes are rattling Greece's volcanic island of Santorini. Here's what we know. Multiple earthquakes are rattling Santorini, a volcanic island in Greece, prompting authorities to dispatch rescuers with tents, a sniffer dog, and drones, and to shut schools on all four islands. On four islands, I should say. I'm sorry. Residents have been warned to avoid indoor gatherings, check escape routes, stay away from cliffs, and to drain swimming pools to reduce potential structural damage to buildings in the event of a large earthquake. Greece lies in a highly seismic active part of the world, and earthquakes are frequent. The vast majority cause no injuries and little to or no damage, but the country has also seen deadly quakes. Earthquakes can't be predicted, but authorities are taking measures as precaution. Santorini, one of Greece's most popular tourist destinations, took its present crescent shape following a massive volcanic eruption in antiquity. Now, millions of visitors each year come to see its dramatic scenery of whitewashed houses and blue dome churches clinging to the cliff along the flooded caldera or volcanic center. Last week, scientists said they noticed an increased volcanic activity in the caldera, but say it isn't linked to the earthquakes. Now, the earthquakes. Normally, if an earthquake is like 4.9, I generally don't cover that often unless I know it did something, and in this situation, it just hasn't. So, like, well, why are we covering it? Well, there's a volcano involved, so that automatically is piquing my interest. But what sealed it for me was, like, I at least need to cover this and, like, say, hey, let's just put a, highlight on it. About 200 quakes with magnitudes between 3 and 4.9 were registered from Saturday to Monday afternoon between Santorini and the nearby island of Amorgos, authorities said. So that to me piqued my interest. I said, hey, this might be big news. Let's just go ahead and highlight it because, hey, we're talking a volcano, we're talking earthquakes, we're talking Greece. Which, the more I cover Greece, the more I'm like, man, I actually kind of wouldn't mind a visit. Y'all know I don't like travel. That's the only reason I say, like, trepidation. But, like, Greece does sound pretty cool, pretty laid back. Granted, I wouldn't want to be like some of the people. I wouldn't want to die of, like, a heat stroke exhaustion situation walking around or anything. That's an old story. You got to remember that. But, hey, good island scenery. Oh, the food, I would go devour. So I don't know. I feel like I'd have a pretty good time. Maybe something to think about, something to dream about. If I ever get big, huh? How about that? Anyway, that's just it. That's the half of the news that we normally would cover. I've been remiss though. There have been some recalls that have been happening, some food recalls, and I really feel like that became a big trend for me to cover last year. And granted, we've just been balls to the wall with so much like Trump stuff and like any other things that I can kind of deviate from. I really hadn't gotten a chance. So I figured, hey, let's just do a food recall roundup and we'll go ahead and close out that way. Hopefully that sounds good. From Local 12, chocolate recall escalated to highest risk level by FDA, sold in 9 states, including Ohio. Obviously, this is a local situation, but yes, not just Ohio. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has elevated the recall of certain Cal Yi Farms chocolate products to a Class 1 status, the highest risk level, according to People magazine. The recall, initially announced on December 12th, involves dark chocolate, walnuts, yogurt-coated almonds, and butter toffee, which may contain undeclared milk, soy, wheat, sesame, FD&C number 6, and almonds. The affected products were distributed across 9 states, including California, Arizona, Virginia, New Mexico, Texas, Tennessee, Oregon, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, according to Cal-Ye Farms. We're gonna go ahead and just move along here from powder and bulk solids. Let me take a quick water break, and then we'll go ahead and get into this. Whew, sorry about that. I was a bit parched. USDA recall report, January 2025. Let's see here. UP Products DBA Meyer Wholesale of Ewing, Minnesota, recalled approximately 400 pounds of ready-to-eat pork and beef Polish sausage and raw pork and beef potato sausage due to products containing soy and not added to the label. We're going to skip ahead. Custom Food Solutions, Louisville, Kentucky, recalled around 105,164 pounds of ready-to-eat frozen drunken chicken products due to the product possibly containing egg and sesame, which are not on the label. Skipping ahead further. Best Way Sandwiches Incorporated, Valencia, California, recalled approximately 24,870 pounds of frozen chicken and cheese taquito products that may contain metal. Damn, if I had a metal taquito, I would be crying. My drunk ass would be crying. I'd be so sad. That would be my house episode. The products that come in, I don't care about that. That's more details. Moving along. Stockyards Packaging Company LLC, frozen raw ground beef products may contain hard plastic and metal. So that's not good. Once again, more details. I know that was like produced December 10th, 2024. Like I said, these are all details that are important. And this one is relevant here just because it was shipped to Turner Farm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So, once again, keeping it local. But just, buyer beware there. Rajbog, I'm totally getting that name wrong. Rajbog Foods, New Jersey, chicken curry empanadas product was issued a health alert due to misbranding and undeclared allergen. The product was labeled as curry chicken empanadas may actually contain apple cinnamon empanadas, which contain milk. Now, something like that to me would be like, oh, that's a maybe potentially unpleasant surprise, but I'd be fine. I could tank that. But if you had a milk situation, that would not be good. A health alert was issued for Wegmans frozen fully cooked chicken nuggets due to possibly containing bone fragments. That was really the reason for me even getting onto this recall list. I was looking for the chicken recall, and I realized, like, damn, there's so many of these. And once again, it was something I kind of realized last year, that there are a lot of recalls, and, like, maybe that's not my beat. Maybe that's not my beat all the time. So, every once in a while, when I see them and I feel like it's relevant enough, I will cover them again. But who knows? Maybe not so much this time. But granted, we got one more I wanted to cover, and, a culprit. And it's rearing its ugly little head again. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take our last break, and we'll go ahead and close it out. Ooh. This is from Food Network. Costco smoked salmon recall raised to highest risk level. Costco smoked salmon fans, check your fridges, or at this point, more likely your freezers. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has boosted the risk level of a recall of Costco's Kirkland signature smoked salmon the kind sold in twin 12-ounce packages to Class 1, indicating that the risk of the recalled product's potential danger to your health is very high. The recall was first issued on October 25th, 2024. Acme Smoked Fish Corporation of Brooklyn, New York, which packaged the smoked salmon, sold under the Kirkland signature label after lab testing confirmed the presence of Listeria monocytogenes in some product. You'd think I know how to say that perfectly by now, but Listeria it is. So yeah, I mean, it's made a comeback. I was a little late in covering it. Mea culpa. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, obviously this one felt relevant because Listeria, it's gonna be a thing. That's a yearly thing, I know. I think that's why at the end of the day, people are more concerned about bird flu, just because if that hits the level of virality where everyone's getting bird flu, that's bad. That's really scary. That's like, pandemic type shit, right? So listeria, it's just a thing that's gonna happen. It's gonna come, it's gonna go. I feel like, but anyway. That being said, that's all the news that I wanted to cover for today. We can leave it there. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube, hit the like button, leave a cool comment. Sharing is caring. Hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.